All right, so let's get right into it. These Hellcats will be extinct, and the reason why is because Dodge wants to stop making these V8s. They want to stop making these Hellcats, and of course, you know, they want to go to these EVs. So right now, they're in a real tough position right now, all right? Stellantis is laying off 2,500 workers from their plant, so things aren't looking well, all right? They're trying to offset the money that they're losing, and they're laying off employees, all right? Because no one is happy about what they're trying to do with this new EV. To me, the car looks okay, speaking about the EV, but it's something bothers me that my EV's top speed is only 135 miles per hour. Here I have my 2020 Daytona Hellcat that I bought basically 5 years ago. It'll be 5 years in January that I've owned this car, and this car has a top speed of 203 miles per hour. When this car came out in 2020, this was the first Charger wide body that they made, and it was the first one to get the 717. That same year, all regular Hellcats of 2020 only had 707. So this 717 became the new standard of what Hellcat power is. So if you just get a basic Hellcat with 717, the top speed is 203 miles per hour. So who's going to be going over 200 miles per hour? And I'll tell you this. Here in Texas, there's an event called the Texas Mile, all right? And the Texas Mile is in Beeville, Texas. It's twice a year. It's in March, and it will be coming up again in October. I'm trying to get to that one in October. All right, so the Texas Mile is a land speed auto racing event that takes place twice a year on the last weekend of March and in October. Amateur and professional drivers from around the world compete in a variety of vehicles to test their fastest standing 1 mile speeds. And the event was first held in 2003. So, you know, if you have one of these EVs, you have this quick acceleration, all-wheel drive, yes, but your top speed is 135. That just bothers me. You know, would I get that 4-door for the channel? I've talked about it before. Yes, I would get the 4-door for the channel, but you know, I would definitely have to lease that car. You know, Dodge right now, they've made it clear that you get some $7,500 tax credit when you lease these cars, so, or when you lease that EV. So technically that'd be the only way I would get that car. It would be a lease. This car is paid off, and this would be my, of course, my main car on the channel. Of course, I would use that EV to try and see what it can do and just use it for content on the channel. And I said that back in 2022 when I made that video. I'll put a card up if you haven't seen it, check it out. So yes, I had already said 2 years ago that I would be thinking about getting one of those EVs back then when they announced that Banshee, if they brought it out in 4 doors, and sure enough they did. We know that now. So, you know, to me, I don't know. I mean, it's just something that bothers me to basically to know that my car is only capable of doing 135 miles per hour. I did 140 in this car one time on a closed course with ease, all right? And it was just like, I feel like I was going 70, 80 miles per hour. So you're telling me with one of these EVs, yeah, like I said, they're quick off the line, you know, a tenth of a second faster, 0 to 60 than this 3.4. I think they got 3.3 on this new Scat Pack with a 670 horsepower. But what happens when you hit that 135 miles per hour? That's just it. To me, to me that's weak. I can't get my mind to wrap around that and to really be okay with that. Like, to me, it's just strange that your car only goes up to 135 miles per hour. I'd rather have my car that's slower off the line, but it's just gonna have that buildup of power, and I can get up to well past 200 miles per hour with this 2.62 gearing that these Hellcats have. So, you know, my thing is people may start to like the car, this new EV. They may start to like that car, but you know, until they put a V8 in it, they don't really have everyone sold. And I mean, I can see from just, you know, the talks and the chatter that's out there, people want that V8, and there's just nothing like these V8s and how they scream and just how they accelerate. The acceleration is off the charts on these cars. You know, you got a gas powered car that you can go to the gas station, fill up like this, jump on the highway, do 150 with no problem, and go pick up groceries, and you don't have to worry about charging for 30 minutes, being capped off at 135 miles per hour, and you know, worrying about where's the charging station, how long it's going to take, 30-40 minutes to charge. You know, the car looks okay. I mean, like I said, the 4-door would be the only thing I would think about doing for the channel, but you know, just to know when that 4-door comes out, it's probably going to be the same thing. It's probably only going to be capped at 135 miles per hour. Possible bankruptcy of Dodge, you know, going through the turmoil that they're going through with Stellantis and not being able to more than likely sell these cars these new EVs when they come out. And right now they're having a hard time selling the rest of these cars because they're marked up on dealer lots. All right, so if you made it this far in the video, you'll see this second part of this video where I go to my guy. He's basically doing my tire rotation because I just got my oil change. So this is my tire shop, and I go there to get my tires rotated every time I get my oil change. So he is a guy that I know, and he claims his 95 old truck or Suburban can beat my Hellcat. So let's just listen to see what he has to say. All right, I wasn't gonna film, but I'll just show you guys. Right now, I'm just gonna get the tires rotated. As you guys know, there's no X pattern on these Hellcats. It just goes, front goes to the back and the back goes to the front. That's one of my main guys right here. So overall, after you get your oil change, it's recommended to get your tires rotated. Like I said, on these Hellcats, the two front wheels go to the back and the back go to the front. You don't have to do the X pattern on these cars. I got the oil change last week, 2 weeks ago, so I like to stay on top of the tread aging at the same time. You want the tread to age at the same time by rotating your tires. All right, so as you guys know, I'm big on Adams polishes. So here's the undercarriage spray. As my guy just took off the front wheel, I hit this, like I was telling him, I hit this last week when I first got it as much as I could with the wheels on. I had to kind of squeeze my hand under there. But since he took the wheels off, I can get clear access to the undercarriage. As you can see how it has that black rich look, and you just hit all your undercarriage as much as you can. All right, so I think we have some competition, some Hellcat competition. He's gonna tell us about it right now. So, all right, so
it's an old 95 Suburban.
Okay, just a 90, yeah, sure, just a 95 Suburban that can kick a Hellcat's ass. So I gotta see this. All right, he wouldn't lie to me, so I know that.
This is a slow little motor.
All right. So he was telling me he drove from Texas to Alabama 8 hours on
one tank of gas.
One tank of gas.
$162.37 to fill it up, but it will do 603 miles on one tank. The 90s were great.
You're right about that.
Yeah, it's got some work to be done to it. I just picked it up. The body's got 331,000 on it. The motor's got 87,000 on it. It was rebuilt probably about a year and a half ago. The interior, where it's at, I think it's just clean. It's dirty now, but cleaned up. She cleans up real good.
Damn. What year is this again?
95.
95. Yeah, it's definitely. I can smell that. You can smell that newness. It's got that.
It's still. I think it was owned by a little old man before.
Dodge.
It's got AC. It's the best part about it.
What's the horsepower on it? I'm just curious.
Horsepower is 475 horse. Got a flywheel, 579 foot-pounds of torque. With the mild cam that's in it, it has cam card and everything's at home. It was all in the glove box when I got it. The rebuild receipts, all of it. She's still fresh. About that much gas pedal left. I can still push it on down to the floor. But I looked over at GPS, I was doing 150 and I let out because this big girl, she bounces.